Cyclists are obsessed about their hobby like no other sport. They'll make the wackiest gadgets, they'll make the weirdest bikes, and I saw many of these items at the Spoken Bike Show here in Sydney in this past weekend. In fact, I saw a glow-in-dark bike, a bike completely made out of wood, as well as this $60,000 titanium handmade bike. Cycling is a sport where it's more than just the activity of riding the bike. For some people, the bike is an extension of their body, and it represents not only their self-expression, but their appreciation for the culture of cycling, their appreciation for craftsmanship as well as for art. So come along with me in this video. I'm going to show you all the things I saw at the Spoken Bike Show, and I'm also going to show you a weird little souvenir that I managed to pick up as well. Hello people, and welcome to another video. When you think of high-end bikes, you're probably thinking Pinarello, maybe the likes of Conago, European brands that are steeped in history, I guess have a lot of respect within the cycling community. But did you know there's actually a little community of handmade bikes here in Australia? They are really, really cool, and I'm actually going to an exhibition today called Spoken, where they're going to show off some of these handmade Australian bikes. These bikes are something else. I tell you right now, they are a work of art. They're not just a bike. Every single one of them is custom and handmade, and I'm really, really stoked to see them in the flesh because I've been thinking about these bikes for a long time. I've been lusting over them for a long time, just looking at pictures online, but I've never actually seen one before. Also, yes, before you ask, I am using my trusty rice spoon to hold my microphone, and this time we've done a little bit of bush mechanics and used a rubber band to attach it to make sure it doesn't fall off. But I arrived at the Spoken Bike Show a little bit after midday. Thank you very much, Trek, for getting me a ticket to this event. It's really appreciated. And after I picked up my pass, I made my way over to the Trek stand just to say hi to the guys there before I went and looked at the rest of the show. And look who else is here. Mr. Alfonso.
20 times.
Joshy! How you doing, bro? How you doing, mate?
I'm good, just had lunch.
Just had lunch? Where'd you get the food?
Pizza place.
Pizza place. You rate it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? All right, I'm going to get one of those. And here we are at the Trek stand. We've got a Checkmate right here. We've got a few Project One bikes. And look at that. Wow. One with my name on it. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Okay, there's some spectacular bikes here, but I'm going to start with the Trek bikes just because they've got really awesome paint jobs. First up, Trek Madone Gen 8 Serpentine. Look at this texture. How they've done that, they've applied a decal onto the bike and then they've painted on top of that, and it's actually crazy. Then we've got the Checkmate, which is their like aero gravel bike. This one here. You can see they've taken a lot of inspiration from the Madone. They've got the handlebars from the Madone, also much bigger bottom bracket for that transfer of power. And then next up is the Shimano Project One. So this one has a bit of texture as well. You can see here on the down tube, seat tube. We've got some more aero texturing, and that is so unique to have texture on a carbon bike. I don't think anyone else does that. And there you go. If you're buying a Shimano bike, you got to get a Duros. Alright, but let's get on to the good stuff. Let's get to some of the Australian-made bikes. The first brand I want to talk to you about today is Proverb. Proverb are based in Victoria. They were started in 2015 by a man named Mark Hester. And something that's cool about these brands is they're not massive corporations. They're just little family-run businesses. Proverb is pretty much entirely run by Mark and his sister Kelly. They make about 50 bikes a year. They're all one of a kind, custom made. And you can really see the love and dedication that's put into every single frame. And here's Kelly to tell you a little bit about Proverb.
So Mark started the business 10 years ago. I've been with him for the last 4 or 5.
Yep.
So he's got a mechanical engineering background.
Okay.
So he loves working on design. Obviously you can see in the bikes.
Do you have a Proverb bike?
I've got 2.
You got 2?
And my daughter has one too.
I'm really jealous. So I'll tell you a secret. Maybe 2 months ago, I actually emailed you guys to get the price list out of you. And I was like, I was so like tempted to. I think I need to wait a little bit longer. I need to save a bit more money. But I would love a custom-made titanium bike.
Yeah,
that is like
amazing.
End goal for me. Yeah.
I've never really I wasn't big in cycling, and then I had my first bike was a flat bar commuter gravel, and then getting on that from like $100 shop bike, it was just like Mark was, I couldn't wipe the smile off my face.
Yeah. Something I love about what you guys do at Proverb is how just like the carbon and the titanium parts are so seamlessly integrated together.
Yep.
It's a work of art. It absolutely is. Like, it is so seamless. Like, I can't even see a weld mark on there. It's just everything just marries together perfectly.
Yeah, there's a lot of sanding and polishing that I do to achieve that finish.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks.
Bye, Provo, guys. And apparently there's a wooden bike over here. I think this is the wooden bike from H-Tech Bikes. Look at that. That is incredible. And it's like varnished or lacquered completely seamlessly into these. I'm assuming this is metal. A wooden bike that looks like it's made from carbon fiber, the way it's formed. I wonder how strong it is. Oh, this is wood as well. Look at that. You can even see where the carbon fiber marries into the wood here. Whoa. Look at the joinery here. This is an absolute labour of love. The bottom bracket section's made of wood. Okay, this one definitely has the most wood. Even look at the front. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see where the wood has been like glued together. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. We've got some penny farthings over here as well. How do you stop? I don't see any brakes on this thing. And look at the seat. The seat is like lower than the handlebars.
Next up, we've got one of Australia's most famous bike makers, which is Bastion. Bastion are very unique in that they 3D print their titanium parts. I think they're the first bike company in the world to do that. And as you can see from the video here, all the joints and everything are 3D printed titanium, and that's connected together with carbon fiber tubing. In this way, they can create a fully customized riding experience. You can get whatever geometry you like by changing the angles of the joints as well as the length of the tubing. Here in the jar, they showed me how the titanium is. It comes in like a powdered form, and they use that to 3D print. And these titanium sections are actually hollow, but they've got little supports on the inside. Very, very interesting. This silver and gold bike that we're looking at on the screen here is actually the most expensive bike I've ever seen. It's got a price tag of $59,000. Yes, you heard that right. An astronomical price tag. And now I've got a little interview with one of the owners of Bastion, Ben.
So Bastion, you guys started this quite a few years ago now. What was like the catalyst to the...
We were kind of pushed into it. So we were in automotive. We were
Toyota?
development engineers for Toyota.
Yeah. You tell me that, yeah.
And when the industry sort of shut down, we had to find something to do. And, to be full disclosure, it was good work at Toyota, but it wasn't that exciting. We're designing Camry and Hilux, using steel, maybe some aluminium, no carbon fiber, no titanium. And so
no exotic materials.
So we basically took all the technologies that we'd been wanting to work with, that we'd seen Formula One and those sorts of avant-garde industries using, and we worked out how to put them in a bike frame and created our dream jobs for ourselves. So,
mate, not only that, you guys have definitely carved out, your own history in Australian bike manufacturing, and I think that's pretty unique, and I think you can definitely be proud of that as well.
Yeah, we are proud, and the motivation was to give those opportunities to others as well. And I'm proud to say we've got a team of 20 now, so it's not just us doing it anymore, and we've got 20 people who also get to use technologies that are only really in Formula One and some aerospace companies outside of us. So, it's exciting.
Yeah, some of the mainstream brands here as well. We've got Pinarello right here, and I think Cervelo's here as well, and then obviously Trek's here. So, look, there's heaps of anything that you want, from handmade custom Australian bikes to the mainstream brands. Look at this. What am I looking at right now? What the heck is this? So this is a mother of pearl Korean handcrafted lacquered wooden base wheel. And I don't even want to know how expensive this is. That is insane. This is, oh my God, I'd be worried about scratching these rims. Look at that mother of pearl. That's a bit too blingy for me, I think. Those are very nice. And I heard also the pizza's really nice. So let's go get a pizza. All right. Alfonso says 10 out of 10 pizza. Woo, look at that. It is. Yeah, capricciosa. Straight out of the wood-fired oven. That's pretty good. All right, let's eat the pizza now. I look like such an obnoxious vlogger, YouTube vlogger right now, sitting here eating food with my microphone. Yeah? Do you see how I connected it with the rubber band so I don't lose the mic? All right. There's some classic Josh Kahn content right now, eating. Alfonso wasn't wrong. It's a very good pizza. That's some good crust. I'm liking that. Alfonso. Chin chin, he says.
My time here was limited though, so I quickly ate out my food and went to go check out what else there was to see.
Chris Miller's favourite wheels. The reserve wheels. Look at this. Jumbo Visma Lisa bike. Oh, no way. What is this? These funky wheels. Oh, I like this. The Look bike. The 795 Blade RS. This is a brand with history. 1951. Founded. Fold-up bike. Fold-up e-bike, nonetheless. Wow, look at that metal hub. And these pedals. Belt drive. Wow, Dyson? What the heck? Isn't Dyson like a hairdryer? Here we go, these are some expensive wheels. Princeton. If you're into your wheels, you won't be disappointed with some Princetons. Your wallet might be though. Silka. What? Silka was founded in 1917. No way. Look at these pumps. They're beautiful, but they cost an absolute bomb. Wooden handles. Really nice. Whoa, look at this Envy bike. There's an Envy Melee here. Oh no, this is a Frey? Maglia Rosa. Boom. Another custom titanium bike manufacturer. Look at this. This is one of their gravel bikes, Orbis X. So Baum, founded in 1996, based in Victoria, Australia. And these are also one-of-a-kind custom. Whoa, look at that. Look at the details. Oh, I love this. The Solaris. That's an epic paint job.
So Baum is another brand that I've been looking at for some time. Unlike their compatriots at Bastion and Proverb, they've been around for a little bit longer, since 1996, and you can definitely see it in the design with more traditional tubing as well as geometry. With that being said, their Solaris model that we're looking at here has brought in some modern features, such as the fully integrated handlebars and a bit more of a tapered head tube. The thing that is completely eye-catching though is the paint jobs on these bikes. If you're bored and you've got a bit of free time, you can go onto the Baum website and they've actually taken a photograph of every single bike that they've made, and there's some beautiful paint jobs there. Some people have come up with some awesome colorways, just awesome designs and colors that look good together. I would love to have a custom painted bike one day. And speaking of custom paint jobs, here is a Baum that's been painted with glow in the dark paint. I've never seen anything like this in all my time spent riding. This glow in the dark coating is from a company called Smarterlight. And speaking to someone from Smarterlight, they're telling me that typically they use this painting in construction to put on vehicles to give them better visibility, as well as a lot of other things in the safety industry, such as exit signs. But it was very cool to see a bike completely painted in this. After I saw the glow-in-the-dark bike, I was wandering around and I felt like I should get a souvenir of this event. So I was looking around at a few different stores and I spotted Life in the Pelon, which is actually a podcast. One particular thing caught my eye.
And it's all gone.
What's the story with the wine, with the Shiraz?
Oh, yeah, it's an interesting.
Can you tell me about this? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I haven't, but Mitch is
do you want to show the camera?
consumers. So it's a fantastic wine that's... One of Mitch's friends has got a winery down in the Barossa, and this is the same wine that's actually on first class on Emirates. So it's
how about that?
Quality wine. Quality wine.
So there you go. Match made in heaven. Pull up the podcast.
That's right.
In one hand. bottle of Shiraz in the other.
Straight. And then we got the stubby holders as well,
Yep.
just in case.
For the beer enjoyers.
That's right.
Hey, this is, you made it as a podcast and you got some...
You got the quality merch.
Yeah. I couldn't help myself and I ended up buying a bottle of wine.
Why did you buy a bottle of wine at a bike shop?
It just looked really tasty.
I was expecting Josh to get a new bike. He has all the discounts. He has all the connections to the bike industry. He's famous. He's been talking about his YouTube, everything. No new bike. People of YouTube, please. What is the new bike that Josh needs? Please.
And just as the event was finishing up, I managed to spot an old friend of the channel.
Rob is actually a fellow YouTuber and he's been on the platform for quite a while. You've been making videos for quite a while, but you're a man of many skills. Not only do you do YouTube, you do a very fantastic magazine about the Tour de France. Do you want to tell me a bit about it?
I do. I publish this. It's called the Official Tour de France Guide. It's the Australian edition.
Yeah.
I call it the Tour Guide, which was sort of like the working file name.
Yeah.
And then I realised actually that's quite funny.
Yeah.
Tour Guide.
Yeah.
But that's. I only just realised that I didn't actually think about it being the name. But anyway, I've been publishing this, which is a 212-page magazine.
Yeah.
In 2025. But I've done, the first one was in 2003,
Yeah.
when the Tour de France was celebrating the centenaire. And it was meant to be a one-off, and it's been every year for 23 years now. So
There you go, 23 years in publication. What's some things that we can find in the magazine that you think is quite unique?
beautiful images, contemporary images.
Actually, do you want to show everyone the back cover, actually? Because
that was contemporary and then historic. So, with an event like the tour, you can really delve into the archives, you can show a bit of history, you can provide the context. If someone says to you, why did Eddie Merckx not go as fast as Tadej Pogacar? It becomes very obvious by looking at some some fantastic photos because, it was different times.
Yeah.
There's the back cover, which I think is just simply terrific. And big thanks to Cervelo, who traditionally sponsors a big pull-out poster of the map, but we didn't get the file from France this year, unfortunately, so we couldn't do a big pull-out poster. Maybe your viewers can let me know if they would hang up a poster of Wout van Aert or Marianne Vos rather than a big picture of a map.
Yeah, there you go. And every single stage of the upcoming Tour de France in this magazine right here, you can find out all about it. $20, Ride Media.
Yep, and also Tour de France Femme avec Zwift is also previewed. Put a lot of effort into making sure that the women's race is covered.
Yeah.
It's a super growth time for cycling in theory, and I think with the inclusion of a bit of gender equality, which the Tour de France had lacked for a long time, it's looking really positive for competitive cycling. But I think the things that you do on YouTube is an example of where the future of cycling lies, and that is in the bike rider and the community and the simple celebration of going for a pedal.
Yeah.
And then from there everything else gets built. But there was when I've been involved in the cycling media for over 30 years, and when I started, if you saw another bike rider, they tended to be a racing cyclist. So, now it's so different.
Yeah.
And it's thanks to people like you introducing a whole new audience to a wonderful thing that I've loved all of my life.
I appreciate it very much, Rob. Thank you so much. Check out the Tour magazine, the official guide to 2025 Tour de France. There'll be a lot of interesting things you can learn from this. So I'm actually quite keen to go home and kick up my feet and give a read of it tonight. So thanks very much, Rob.
Do I need to do a how-to for reading of paper magazines, or it's
It's a lost art.
you sit down, you flip the pages?
And one last interview for the wackiest bike that I saw the whole exhibition. This wasn't even a display bike. This bike belonged to a viewer of the channel.
I'm here with Craig, and I've ridden with him a couple of times, and he's got a very unique Trek. Is this an Amonda?
Well, it's it's an original 1998 OCLV US Postal team replica.
Yeah.
But it's running Madone bars, although I don't call them Madone, I call them Mad One.
Yeah.
So the bike's a Mad One.
Okay. I need to show you guys this because this is the most retro-fitted bike I've ever seen. It's a rim brake, I'm going to say old school, traditional, but look at that. Madone handlebars, Madone bottle cages. You got the zip wheels. Oh man, this.
11 speed camping super record.
Yeah.
So there's the Columbus 1-inch carbon forks converted to the 1 1/8 to put the bars on the top there.
And the paint job, I love it. United States Postal Service. There's a lot of bikes here today, but I think this is one of the more unique ones.
And the story with it is there's a couple of things. The stem there, the cap you better show.
Yeah.
Which
Nugs,
is
not drugs.
The Nugs, not drugs. And the name on it is not you know who, but rather it's Betsy Andrews. So this bike is to the first woman to say no to the drugs, and consistently said no to the drugs.
Yeah.
So this bike is to do what they should have done in 1998 rather than what they did.
This bike is a lot more than meets the eye. I have to say that.
See you on the next ride.
Yeah. See ya. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. I'm leaving the expo now. Really fun time, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video as well, getting to see some Australian-made bikes and some beautiful bespoke, one-of-a-kind bikes as well. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.